Hi everyone. Every so often, usually at the end of the year, I like to look through my old paintings and I choose one or two to redo. This helps me see how I am progressing as an artist and how my style has evolved, is constantly evolving. Most of these paintings are from last year and a few are from the year before that. And it's so amazing to see how marked an improvement there is in my style, even in the paintings from a year ago. From these comparisons, you can see that my shading has improved. There are more layers, so there's an added depth that draws you in, and the proportions have gotten better as well. I am proud of myself for the improvements that I've made. And I think it's fun to see the difference, so I thought I would show you my process today. Starting out first with a sketch. I do still have my original sketch, but I like to make an entirely new one, as my older sketches tend to have slightly off proportions, and I made my figures rather thin. I've also gotten a lot better at drawing hands and feet. So that is something that is quite a struggle as an artist. So I am very proud of myself for improving in that aspect. In this coming year, there are other things that I'll be working on improving. There's always something to improve in. I know my sketches look pretty messy, and some artists have a much cleaner approach, so maybe that's something I'll work on in this coming year. In the meantime, thank goodness for erasers. Because it's the end of the year, I can't help thinking about what I want to work on and accomplish in the coming year. There's always that drive to perfect and refine, and that's great. But there's also a balance between looking ahead to who we desire to be and looking back at who we were. I feel a sense of accomplishment when I look back on my old drawings and see how far I've come. My very first watercolor fashion illustrations were huge messes and looked absolutely awful. It was hard to be consistent in my practice back then because it seemed like a waste of time when my artwork looked like a muddy mess and didn't match what I envisioned in my head. But it wasn't until I committed to practicing weekly that I began to see a marked improvement and gained better control and understanding of my craft. Because I kept at it, now I can look back and have the pleasure of seeing what persistence and patience can achieve. When it comes to art, or actually when it comes to anything in life, it's important not to compare yourself to others, which is easier said than done, of course. It's an exercise in self-control to look at someone else's art and be inspired instead of envious. Something I've always loved in others' art is intricate detail, so that's something I'll be working on. When I first sketched out this dress years ago, I had originally intended it to have lace and beading all over the arms and torso, but when I went to paint it, I didn't have the skill or confidence that was necessary to execute my design. Now I'm happy to say I'm much more confident, so I'm adding those details now. So there's the finished design. Thank you for watching.